Hey besties, welcome back. Using pine cones to create DIYs is such a hot trend right now. Let's make some awesome crafts. I've got some pine cones that I had flocked with white paint from another project. I'll insert a picture here and I'll put the link to that video down in the description box. And then I just painted them by just kind of brushing up and down with the white paint. And then I put sticks on them. Then I've got this cute little round kind of wreath thing. I've got this little house from the Target dollar spot from several years ago that I've been waiting to use. So I'm going to take my little nippers and I'm just going to cut that round piece in half. So I'll have two like semicircle pieces. And what I'm going to do is put hot glue on the bottom, and I'm going to hot glue them right into the base of that house. And that just gives us a nice bottom full of greenery and just a good place, like a nice setting to do the rest of this project. And there goes the second piece. Very easy, just glue it right in. It sticks very quickly. I'm going to use my nippers and take off the skewers because we don't need them. I'm going to put a generous amount of hot glue, and I'm just going to put 3 of those 4 pine cones into the house towards the back. Just kind of arrange them, and it's going to look like a little kind of winter wonderland type thing, you know, very woodland. I just love it, and then I love it with the metal and the wood piece for the house. Got these really cute sparkly branches. I'm just going to cut them up and stick them in various places to give it that icy kind of wintry look. I love the way this is looking. And then I've got some more little greenery picks that are wintry with snow on them. And I'm just going to put them in wherever I need to fill in a little spot. This is just kind of to your own liking. Just take your scrap pieces. That's what I did. I have a little baggie full of these little pieces and I dug in it and I just found all the wintry looking ones and just put them in there. And then I found one more of those silver branches. I thought, okay, let's get that in between 2 of those pine cones. And now you can see how it's looking so far. I think this is already beautiful. If I left it just like this, it would be great. But I've got these fairy lights from Amazon. They have the best price for these things. And by the way, they come with batteries too. You cannot beat that. I'm going to stick the back between the pine cones where you can't see it. And then I'm going to start threading the fairy lights through, wrap them around the pine cones, around the metal, just kind of weave them in and out until I get the desired look that I want. And because it's a wire, you can kind of tighten and loosen and twist, and it really works out well. Now, I will say you can see some of the wire, but you know what? I don't mind because it just looks so pretty when the lights are on. To me, these fairy lights just made this piece gorgeous. It went from so pretty to gorgeous. I love this one. There's nothing that fairy lights cannot improve something with. Anyway, let me know what you think. I love this one. I think this one could be my favorite from today. And I want to give a special thanks to my husband for forging all of these pine cones for me a couple years ago. I've been using them ever since. How awesome is that? Thanks, Steve. I'm going to take 9 pine cones that I have, and then also this wired jute cord from the Dollar Tree. Now what I'm going to do is take my tin snips, and I'm going to decide how big of a piece I want to cut. I'm just going to start stabbing it in between the petals of the pine cone and then roll it around and keep clipping and clipping and clipping until I get enough of a gap where I can just really go in there and kind of break it off. And you'll see it takes a little bit of pushing, not too bad. And then I just finally go in there and I just kind of break it off. There you go. Now I'm only going to use those smaller pieces. I'm going to do that with all 9 of the pine cones. We're going to make a pine cone garland, and I just didn't want to use the huge pine cones for that. It would just be so heavy. I'm also going to snip off any excess that was left where I cut it in the first place so that it would just lay a little bit more flat. And there you are, all 9 of them. And so then what I'm going to do is take the jute cord, and first I'm going to make a little loop on each end, and that's how we'll hang this little garland. We just always need to remember to do that hanging loop before we go any further. It's like putting a hanger on the back of something. You got to do it early. And now what I'm going to do is take my little pieces of the pine cones, and I'm going to use my hot glue, put a bunch of hot glue on the bottom of the pine cone, and then just kind of stick that piece of twine right in there, kind of bend it in, and then add some more glue on top. Now you do have to wait for it to dry, otherwise when you lay it down it might come apart. So I just held it and waited. I also had a fan and I let that go. So there they all are, all 9 of them, and you can see the loops on the ends. I've got this garland of poinsettias, and I'm just going to take the flower itself and I'm going to hot glue it to the top of every other pine cone. I thought that would be really pretty to have that nice pop of red. And again, just add some hot glue, hold it down until it dries. This one doesn't take quite as long. And then I will go ahead and do that every other one, like I said. Bestie, thank you so much for your sweet comments and prayers for my husband on my last community tab post. I appreciate you so much. Then I thought it needed just a teeny bit of greenery, so I've got these cute little frosted pics, and I'm going to put them on the ones that don't have poinsettias on them. And they're just adorable. I just hot glued them on, and I love the way this looks. I have another garland on our fireplace, and I added this to it, and I just think it looks so pretty. This was very easy, came together very quickly, and I just love it. I love making garlands. Garlands are very expensive, I've noticed. So whenever you can make your own, my gosh, do it, because you will save so much money. Let me know what you think. This pine cone hack is so easy. Is it even a DIY? Anyway, I've got a wood slice from Amazon, and there's a pine cone. I had taken off some petals, and this is what was left. So this made it very easy because I just went in with my tin snips and I started going around in a circle, just kind of cutting and cutting until I got to a point where I had like small enough area to go in and just snap it off. So again, you just go around and just keep clipping. You can see it gets a little messy, but it cleans up very easily. And then once I had it deep enough in there, I was able to go ahead and pull off the end. And what I just did was I put it on there, and then I just tried to squeeze. Well, I'm not strong enough, so then I snapped it off. There you go. And now it looks like a flower when you turn it to the cut side. I'm going to take this piece of jute and I'm just going to put it right through, make a loop, and then pull it through like a slip knot or a lark's head knot and just tie a knot at the top. So that way we've got our hanger good to go on this ornament. You know, I tend to forget this, so I just got to remember to do it as quickly as possible so I don't ruin anything afterwards. So now I'm going to go ahead and try to put it on there, but I noticed that back side is just a little too rounded. So I'm going to take my little nippers and just cut off as many petals as I need on the bottom till I get it a little more flat. That's really all I'm going for, is a little bit more of a flat surface, and then just cut off that middle part, you know, to the center of the pine cone so that I can glue it on and have it stay very nicely without it kind of tipping and, you know, being too thin. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a generous amount of hot glue. I want this to stay. And then I'm going to set that right in the middle of the wood slice. This is such a beautiful woodland natural ornament. It would look beautiful on a tree that had more natural, neutral ornaments, or anything you want. I think it's so easy, so fun. This would be fun to do with the grandkids or kiddos. What do you think about this one? Pinecone hack, I'm going to take some pine cones that were part of another DIY that I did last year, and they were already painted with the red and the green, just kind of flocked, if you will. And then they were on a skewer, which we will take them off. And then I've got these little mini bamboo wreaths that I got on Amazon and some green pipe cleaners. I'm just going to arrange them in a circle, and then I'm going to take the pipe cleaners and I'm going to take 4 of them all together, fold them in half, and then cut them. And that way what I will have is a piece to go for each of those intersections where the little wreaths meet. So we're going to use mini wreaths to make a regular size wreath. And I'm just going to take the pipe cleaner, put it between 2 at a time, twist it about 4 times. And I'll just keep doing that until I get all of them together. So I did half and half, and then I will go ahead and attach the 2 halves together. I just thought that was an easier way to arrange them and make sure that they were distributed in a way that I thought looked really nice. Such an easy thing to do. I'm going to nip off any excess except for a little bit that I can fold down, and that way it won't stab anything and it's nice and secure. So there you go. Now I'll just turn it over because that's the back, and there is our front. Now I'm going to take a piece of the wire jute cord. I'm going to make a loop and attach it, and that is our hanger. I'm going to nip off the skewers, so there are 6 of those colored pine cones, and then I took 2 natural ones that I had. And I'm just going to hot glue each pine cone across each of those little mini wreaths. Now you could arrange them, you know, going horizontal, vertical, whatever you want. I just kind of went around whatever I thought at the moment looked good. I could see you doing this any way you want. So there we go. I'm going to glue them all on. And that's done. And now I just wanted to add a little bit of snow. So I've got this snow spray that I think I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to very lightly, I didn't want to overdo it because I want you to still see the colors. So I'm just going to very lightly do it. I would recommend that you do this outside. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to do inside. But it was a lot to clean up afterwards. So definitely do this outside. Or if you have a way to put a lot of paper on something where it won't get anywhere, but it picked up in the air and it just got all over the place. Anyway, I do think it looks really cute and I like it. I mean, you don't have to flock it if you don't want to, but I just thought it looked so pretty and I really love the way it came out. You'll have to let me know what you think. This was a very easy project. That's it for today. I've got another video on the screen that I think you will really like. So if you click on it, I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.